if there is a certain concentration of energy in one part, because you have like space and energy.
Which makes sense that this energy consciously decides to put the order in this universe, or it just happened by coincidence?
It happened by coincidence, I think.
It makes sense. So do you think if I have all the ingredients to make a jumbo jet, a Boeing 707, and I put it in a warehouse, and I leave it there, and every now and then I create some explosion. So by chance, I expect the next generation, Boeing 747, 707, A437, whatever, to produce, right?
No, because it's
Why not?
I think what you are trying to, so we're talking about coincidence.
Yeah.
I think the system of coincidence is working on a very, very small scale. So it doesn't work for huge amounts of substance like for Boeing 7.
The reason why I'm saying is atom is not what you think atom is. You break down into quantum world. In quantum, see all these quantum particles interacting with each other. They're not simple. They're very complex in their interactions.
They are complex.
That interaction is already an interaction which there are rules and laws in place already.
And I think those rules or laws, you're talking about the small scale, is more or less like the response of them to themselves. More or less,
Don't worry about the hecklers, they will come and go.
more or less formed by the coincidence. So it's like by coincidence there were those quarks.
When you say
and then
coincidence, okay, what is coincidence?
It's just like,
Personally, I don't think there is such thing as coincidence. It doesn't exist. What is coincidence? If I flip a coin, brother, listen. If I flip a coin, yeah, £1 coin, whether it is head or tail, do you think it's coincidence?
pardon, I didn't understand you because
Money,
Yes.
right? Do you have a £1 coin?
I didn't understand because somebody was
Okay.
talking.
Yeah, no, hecklers will come and they will whisper, don't worry. So you have a head
Yes,
and a tail, right?
yes,
That's what we call a coin.
yes,
Now, if I flip this coin
yes,
and it falls on my hand,
yes.
is it a coincidence? Is it head or tail?
I was in another company.
It is.
No, it's not. Let me tell you why it's not. If I know all the factors that are associated with this action, the density of this material, the weight, the humidity in the air, the temperature, the air pressure, the height as it falls, the force that I'm flicking this coin, and when it falls, the impact it's going to have on my hand, the pressure it's going to enforce on my hand and bounce back. If I factor all of this in my equation,
Temperature.
we can pretty much most probably say it's going to be head or tail, because we know this is going to happen. The fact that I don't know all of these factors in my equation, I say by chance it's head or tail. But if I could eliminate and find all of these factors, you can say, yeah, it's going to be head and tail, and you can actually do that in the lab.
Yeah, but
So in that way, thank you, there is no coincidence. It's an awareness of the factors in play.
yes, that's true. But there will always be like the understanding of our coincidence is that you don't know or you can't prove it. So
But when you say we don't know and prove, remember, it's our ignorance of the matter, of the reality. If we knew it, you can say it's going to head or tail with most probability. It's highly probable it's going to be head or tail, right? This energy, when it did something, when you say coincidence, there is no such thing as a coincidence. When something happens, it happens through a what? I would say it happens because of the will, because of the decision from that energy. It makes sense that the energy then decides. That's why we say this creator possesses self-awareness, creates power, possesses power, and a will to make things. Because when everywhere in our life we know and we see that it is by choice and will and by decision things happen. Nothing happens by coincidence. Nothing. Either it happens through our ignorance of the laws that are in place. For example, if someone throws something, you don't know whether it's going to hit that tree or not, whether it's going to damage that leaf or not. But if you knew all of it, you can pretty much say the probability of that leaf getting plucked from that tree, this is going to happen. You know that. So likewise, we say this universe follows certain rules and laws that is already built in.
That's what.
And who did it built in? That's the first cause.
I think we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
Because I know that there are natural laws like gravity and stuff, but about the beginning, so your point of view is that there's a creator with a will, and I say I don't think that is like this. I think I haven't got enough proof for it to say anything about it.
What proof have you got?
I don't have any.
Okay, you haven't got any proof.
So
okay,
that's the reason why I also told you, this gentleman, that I don't want to make a point about it. That I don't want to say, okay, there's the creator or the being or the creator you call it. So I think I don't have enough proof to say what is in the beginning, and I don't have enough proof to say yes, there is reason A, and it started with all that. I don't have enough proof to say no, there has to be a reason A. There always had be like a infinitive chain reaction. Sure. It's just like I don't think we have enough facts to talk about.
Okay, you see that camera there?
Yes. And I think I would like to stop this discussion, but I don't want anybody to film me. I'm just like too long in this space.
That's why we can wrap this up. I'm saying you can see this is Canon and Nikon, right? You want to say they've designed it. That particular one in particular, I can't see who designed it. Would I be reasonable to say this has no designer because I don't know who the designer is? Would it be reasonable for me to say this camera is not designed because I don't know who designed it?
You can say that you know that there should be a designer because it's already an amount of substance there. But I'm talking about this about the circumstance before the very beginning of substance, and that's why what we are arguing about. Now, you say there's a created. I say I don't know what there is, and I don't have any facts based on that.
But the difference is, I'm saying when we look at the reality around us,
yes,
whether it's this camera or the whole universe in its operation,
yes,
I see the action of a designer in place. When I see the camera, I don't need to know whether it's manufactured by Apple or something, whoever. I know this has a designer by looking at itself as the complexity and organization within this camera. I look at this universe, I see the harmony of the universal constants, the things that are there. You can say this camera is just a coincidence and believe in it. You can believe in that. You can believe the camera came by itself through coincidence. But me, I cannot accept that. Just like I cannot accept this universe or it just come by coincidence. Because it's so precise, so organized. It's not just organizational complexity. We're talking about a level of complexity that's so much that it, totally blasts our mind in terms of how much it is there. And yet, we are told by a group of people, dogmatics, atheistic community scientists, saying this all came from evolution and chance and so on and so forth for a particular reason, because they have a particular doctrine behind it. Why? Because if they were to tell everyone, actually yes, we know like this must have a designer, the universe must have a designer, the consequence is, who is this designer? Why did this designer design us? They don't want you to go into this consonance.
What's the purpose?
So that's the difference between a theistic perspective and an atheistic perspective. You as a person of intelligence, you can see the universe around you. No one will say, don't use your critical thinking. Using your critical thinking, you will see that everything within this cosmos, whether it's a tree or another animal, a cat or a dog or a snail, you can see the complexity and the harmony and the precision and the laws that are bound within that system. And yet somehow someone is telling us that is a chance product. A product or a chance over maybe 13.6 billion years. For me, I don't buy it. For you, it's up to you. But at the end of the day, I'm going to die and you're going to die. And we will see the reality. When we face the reality and we are then questioned about our reality, why did you not believe seeing all the signs, all the evidence all around you? And you'd say, what would you say? I know what I can say, because I know I've seen it and I've accepted it. I didn't reject the science around me. You have to account and justify your belief. That's between you and what you see in the afterlife, if there is one. I believe there is an afterlife, and I believe there's a heaven and a hell. Hell is for people knowing the truth they rejected the reality, the truth. Heaven is a place where God, our Creator, has created for us, for our happiness and joy and tranquility.
Eternal.
This is not heaven. That's why we have some suffering here and there. This is a place of our testing, whether we actually deserve to go to eternal happiness, or we are so arrogant and stubborn, or so uncaring, unmindful, not even bothered, and then we decide against ourselves to go to a place of torture and misery and unhappiness and suffering and pain. That will be our own making. Our Creator, when you compare your concept of the energy and our Creator has attributes which no one gave. Just like your energy would have attributes and quality no one gave. We would say our Creator is self-aware, alive, conscious, meaning someone who is aware and has a will, but also just and also kind and merciful to the creation that our Creator created, and created us for a purpose. Our Creator didn't create this all in vain and everything and just let it be. No, there is a reason for our creation.
And us.
Every part of your body has a function, has a purpose. Your eyes, your lungs, your liver, your kidney.
For a reason.
There is a set function and a purpose which you or your parents didn't put in place. None of us designed, or the purpose of the inner self, the cochlea in our ears, is to make us hear and have a fine balance as I'm standing. We didn't design it. The whole body, we are told we have no purpose. Our purpose is to be happy and to make money and to have a man or a woman in our life, and that's it, and live and die like that. No. We have a purpose in our life, because all part of our body, your shoes have a purpose, and yet we don't have a purpose. Our purpose is to recognize our Creator and be grateful to our Creator.
Scientifically,
if someone gave you, a kidney or a lung or a heart transplant when you needed it, you would be grateful and thankful to that person, because that person gave you out of their own kindness and generosity perhaps. And being grateful and being thankful, showing that gratitude, is your natural response. When you have a heart transplant from someone, or a kidney from some donor, you will be thankful to them, say thank you. Our Creator given us all of it, 2 kidneys, lungs and a heart and a digestive system and so on. Our natural response, we say, should be one of gratitude. Thank you. And that is what we say is the purpose of our life, is to be grateful to our Creator and to live our life according to what our Creator wants us to live, so that this is linked with the hereafter.
So we're talking now about religion. I don't want to talk.
That's fine, because you have to go. I just want to summarize this before you go.
Yes, I don't want to talk about religion because I think I don't have enough facts. So you can believe in the Creator if you want to. I don't want to disturb you, but I want to be like, I'm still looking for facts. Thank you.
That's fine. It's not a matter of laughing. It's people's own choice.